name is Jimmy, and today we are going to talk about disabilities. I have a hearing disability. I wear cochlear implants to help me hear. They are special hearing aids.
Hi, my name is Clarice, and I have two disabilities. I'm visually impaired and hearing impaired, which means I cannot see or hear.
Hi, my name's Jessie. I have a physical disability, so I have a wheelchair.
Today we have a special guest with us. What is your name?
My name is Doug Potts.
What kind of disability do you have, Mr. Potts?
I am blind.
How did you become visually disabled, Mr. Potts?
When I was young, I had a tumor in my right eye and it got an infection in it and it drained over into the left and just scarred the retina.
What are some struggles you face living with a disability?
Getting around to appointments and different things like that. Also, walking, cooking becomes a challenge.
How has being visually disabled changed your life?
It changes it a good bit. You know, obviously you can't see like a pretty flower or that kind of stuff. The most thing I miss the most is not being able to drive, because driving makes you very independent. And when you can't drive, you got to be dependent on others.
What are some ways visually disabled people get around?
Pardon?
What are some ways visually disabled people get around?
Well, they can use a cane that they use to walk with, or there is a guide dog, which her name is Frankie. She's laying over here on the floor to my right.
What are some interesting facts about you?
Interesting facts. One, I don't let my disability interfere with my everyday. I run saws, tools, I carve, paint, do all kind of artistic type things. I play guitar, play music.
What are some ways visually disabled people can read?
Pardon?
What are some ways visually disabled people can read?
Oh, can read? Well, I have books on tape. They call them narrated, where they read the book to you. Then there's Braille, which is a cell of 6 dots that's raised, and they use that to read. There's large print for those who can see somewhat, and there's software and stuff out there that reads the computer to you, so you can use the computer. Those are probably the most common ways.
How can one get a guide dog?
You have to go to Columbus, Ohio, to Pilot Dogs, and you'll be up there for 4 weeks getting trained. And once you get trained, we can get used to the dog, and the dog gets used to you, and you learn how to use the guide work. Then you go home and you have a guide dog.
How should one approach a guide dog if they see one in public?
Well, first off, don't just walk up or put your hand out, but ask the person that has the guide dog if you can pet them, or you can just simply introduce yourself and talk to the individual just like you would anybody else. But you never just walk up and pet the dog, grab the dog, call the dog, distract the dog in any way, because the person that's the dog is guiding may end up walking into something or falling over something. So it's always best to just be yourself and ask permission before you do anything.
What is some advice you can give to someone without a disability in dealing with someone who has a disability?
The best advice I would give is you just treat them the same as you would somebody that does not have a disability. Don't go out of your way to be over helpful, but be helpful if they need it, if they ask for it. But don't need to overdo it either. And mostly more important is just treat them the way that you would want to be treated.
Thank you, Mr. Potts, for your wonderful information.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Potts.
And you're very welcome. Thank you all.